Hi, class. I hope that we're all doing well. Very sorry about earlier. Mr. Jam had some technical difficulties, but we got it all squared away. So, last class, we were talking about how we have different kinds of rhythms, right? And those rhythms can be translated into different shapes and different lines. We hear things and they just make us want to make certain shapes and lines. I think it makes sense. But as a sort of recap of everything we've been talking about, there's our rhythms and the structures or shapes that our rhythms can provide. We've talked about how we hear certain sounds and they make us think of specific colors, right? And we've also talked about how music can bring about a whole range of emotion, and those different emotions can sort of be transformed into different artworks, right? And whenever we look at a piece of some sort, usually we have a subject, which is kind of like the main focus of what the drawing or painting or whatever it may be is. We have our subject, right? But just as important as our subject are the backgrounds or the sort of supporting cast to what the subject is. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of a setting before, but a setting is kind of like that background, that backdrop that everything takes place in. A setting in, like in Star Wars, could be the different planets that they travel to, or they're in space as well, right? Maybe in like a movie that's taking place in New York. New York is the setting, right? So our setting or sort of background, backdrop, whatever we want to call it, is very intrinsically tied with this other concept called a soundscape. Now, a soundscape is essentially just a collection of sounds that's all happening at the same time. They could be musical sounds, they could be non musical sounds. Like, for instance, I don't know if any of you have been to New York, but very often, especially in like the Times Square, there's a lot of people moving around and talking with each other. There's a lot of music that's being played in a lot of different places. There's cars going everywhere, right? And whenever all those things are happening, you are experiencing the New York soundscape. All the talking, all the cars like honking and driving, all the huge billboards with their electrical buzz going. All of those different sounds add up into what we call our soundscape. So, today we're going to listen to a piece called Till Eulenspiegel by our main man, Richard Strauss. Now, this music is about a German folk hero, essentially, who likes to poke fun at a lot of people and he gets into a lot of crazy little misadventures. He really likes to prank people. But what we're going to do while we listen to Till Eulenspiegel is we're going to draw out a background or setting that is reminiscent of what we're listening to. And then again, like I've been saying for every other assignment, whatever you draw is going to be your interpretation of it. So I don't expect anyone to have the same idea. If we do have the same idea, that would be cool. That would be great. But it is completely okay to have your own original take. I, for instance, while I was listening, sort of thought of something like this. There's a lot of like gray and drab buildings around in a very not so colorful setting. But right here, we have a little house that's like sandwiched in between all of them. And as we see, it's very colorful in comparison to what's going on the other parts of the page. I was just thinking, yeah, well, I hear there's like a lot of drab happening, and then like piercing through the middle of it, there's just like something real cool and real silly. So that's how I got to this. Alrighty. But yes, for your homework, I will have you all listen to Till Eulenspiegel by Richard Strauss, and then you'll draw your background or your setting, and we'll talk about it next class. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you at the next class. Bye bye.